Greetings, programs, and welcome back to ArcNeo Reviews. So, after the video I did on zombie dice, I decided it'd be fun, maybe take a look at another couple little, just really simple, straightforward, diced games. So, today we're actually going to take a look at David Mortimer's Dragon Slayer by Indie Boards and Cards. And, a side tangent, these are the guys who make the dystopian universe line of games that I'm low-key obsessed with. So there will probably end up being videos on most of those games at some point, especially Coup. But for now, we're just going to take a look at this. This was actually the first game of theirs I ever got. And this game's pretty easy to find still. Before I moved, actually, the local game store I used to go to actually always had a couple copies of it sitting around, and it did sell. It's just, it's a small, pretty easy to produce game, so it remains, pretty easy to keep stocked. So as you can see inside, all you get is a couple of these little tokens. We'll explain those in a second, and a whole bunch of dice, and your full color double-sided instruction sheet. And so, as you'd expect with a game like this, it's another, race for points. I can't remember exactly how many points you're supposed to go after in this one. But my friends and I used to, a lot of times we would just do it randomly, just, pick a number and go for it. But you get these 12 dice. As you can see, there's 4 different sets. So you have the red dragon, the blue dragon, the green dragon, and then the blue dragon. If I can find the dragon parts. And as you can see, on each of these dice that have the dragon heads on them, there's a number. So, as you would probably guess, the higher the number, the harder the dragon is to fight, but also the more points you get. So, really, really good, just simple, straightforward gameplay there. It's actually a lot like zombie dice in that respect. And then you also have mountains, which basically just means you have to re-roll that die. And on some of them, Blue Dragon doesn't actually have it, I guess. You have a fire breath. So, what you'll do is at the start of your turn, you will pick your dragon. So, say we're going to hunt the Blue Dragon. And then you will also grab all 3 of your White Knight dice. The irony is not lost on me here. So, on these, all 3 of these are the same. So, you've got 1 Fire Blast. So, actually, the only way this dragon can attack you is on your own dice. A Shield that counteracts the Fire Blast. And Axes. So, just to give a quick example roll, try to explain this the best way I can. Okay, so this would have been a perfect roll because, as you can see, I rolled all 3 parts of the dragon, and I also rolled axes, which allow me to lock in these dice. So say this one had rolled a mountain. I'd be able to lock in these 2 with my axes, and then roll again, trying to get the tail and another axe. So there, I could lock it in, be done, I won, I get my 2 points. But, say I had gotten yet another mountain there, because you see, I also rolled the Fire Burst. I did not have a shield, so I could not block the Fire Burst, which means I actually would lose one of my hero dice, and I would have to then roll without. So, here, again, it would have happened, but, I got the axe, got the tail, 2 points. There might be a few subtleties I'm not remembering clearly, anytime I look at a board game or dice game or something, if you get it, read the rules to know exactly how it works. I'm not how it's played. I'm just kind of giving you a general idea. So, as you'd expect, you roll, you kill the dragon, then you can decide to press on with whatever hero dice you have left, or just end your turn and keep your points. Obviously, if you lose all your hero dice, your character died, you lose all the points you got that round. That's where these come into play. Every player at the start of the game will be given one of these 6 challenge tokens. So when a player decides that they are going to be done with their turn, someone else can throw this on the table and challenge them to fight another dragon. So, and say I'd already killed the blue dragon, when I fight another dragon, I would have to pick from either the green or the red. The blue has already been killed on this turn, so I have to keep going with one of the harder ones. But, should I manage to kill, whatever dragon I end up fighting, not only do I get the points from the dragon, but I also get 5 points from the token. So I would get, bonus points, they lose their token, or, let me verify this really fast. Okay, so yeah, if they challenge you and you die from it, they get the 5-point token back. And they actually score 5 points by goading you into dying. So, the instructions are really well laid out. I just haven't been able to play this game for a while, but I do remember really, really liking this game. And this was actually one of the first games I bought when I got into board games. I did start with just simple dice chuckers, because I love dice. Why not? Just get something simple. But the one problem with this game is trying to keep track of your score. And that's actually where the Kickstarter version of the game comes in. So, I don't know how well this will show up on the camera, but this one actually has like a metallic, shiny cover on it. And in this one, you actually get little cards, so you can actually lay these down, and keep track of what's been hunted, what pieces you have, all that kind of stuff. And on the other side, you have a score tracker. So as you can see here, I guess 40 points is the normal ending, but as usual, if there's a tie, in the last go around the table, someone manages to match 40, you can keep going for another round. But so you actually get those. You get some little cubes in different colors to actually put on the score tracker to, keep track of how many points you've got. And you even get these little knight tokens in the colors of these cubes. So you can throw, the red knight in front of the red player so he doesn't, forget what color he was and think that he was the blue one all of a sudden. So, simple. These things really should have been in the base game. I'm not going to lie. And one other difference is the hero dice are they're actually silver instead of white, which again, it's it's a nice little touch. And before anyone asks, no, I did not kickstart this. Last I saw, you can actually still find the Kickstarter version of the game on Amazon for like, I think just $1 or $2 more than the base version. And I've even seen the Kickstarter version, on shelves. So frankly, the Kickstarter version should have been the version. Maybe just give it the special, cover and the silver dice instead of the white ones. But the score tracker and stuff really should have been in just the normal version of the game. So actually, there is a reason I keep the base version of the game around while I have the better Kickstarter version. Consider that a spoiler for another video I'm going to do down the road that I'm not going to reveal yet. But, so yeah, this game, again, it's not quite as, I wouldn't put on quite the same level of Zombie Dice, because as far as just basic dice games go, I'll give you numbers. I give Zombie Dice 8 out of 10. I don't see how you could do much better with a dice game, though I'm sure it's possible. This one's around a 6. Being able to challenge the other player is kind of interesting, but, it just doesn't carry that. You'd think the flavor would go through better on it, and it might for you, but at least for me, my group, when we played it, it never got that level of hype that Zombie Dice did. I think it's because it does take a bit longer to play, because you're having to hunt down the individual pieces of the dragon and marking, I got hit this many times, I shield blocked, I this, I that. Where Zombie Dice is just point, shot, reroll. So, it slows down a tiny bit, but all in all, it's still fun. Especially if you want to keep something with, the Dungeons and Dragons, whatever kind of theme going on. You could do worse. There's also quite a few, fan variations or, fan rules you can find on, Board Game Geek, where, you fight the chromatic dragon, where you actually roll all 3 heads, and then just any 2 body parts, and, things like that. So, there's some stuff you can do with it. You can always home rule it a little bit. All in all, again, not the best dice game I've played, but still a really good one. So, hopefully you found this video somewhat useful, and I will see you guys next time.